You know why a gun is better than a wife? Put a silencer on a gun.
Sorry, I went to open the IMDb for this. I just typed IMDb into my search bar, hit enter, and it brought up Planes, Fire and Rescue.
Yeah, our favorite movie.
My favorite movie.
A better film.
It's your Kill James Bond bonus. You know who we are. Abby has made us watch Shoot 'Em Up.
Yes.
Why?
I remember very much enjoying this film when I was a teenager, probably because I was too young to see it. And I look back now and I'm like, wow, it's a miracle that I didn't commit some kind of mass shooting or crime.
I was vaguely aware of this movie in hindsight as it's kind of like a cartoon but with guns, right? But live action. And I love that one of the things that my friends are always saying about me is that I love the irresponsible handling of firearms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think that it's cool and it's good. You can use them for almost anything.
Yeah.
You point them at stuff, it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly.
This film came out in 2007 when I was 6 years old.
When you were 6 years old, yes.
Yeah. So I just think it hasn't aged. Either it hasn't aged well or I haven't aged well. One of the two.
No, it hasn't aged well.
It hasn't.
I have 2 points here, and one of them is that every time Abby picks a movie for us, she goes, "Oh, I remember this being good," and then we start the episode by her going, "All right, I'd like to address the other thing is all of those are the best movies to talk about on the fucking podcast because this clearly has the most to say about masculinity."
This is
I hate it.
Podcast material. It was a terrible watch.
Do you know how some white trans femmes had a problematic 4chan Nazi phase? I never had that, but I did have a liking terrible movies phase.
Absolutely. I think we both did, and that's why this podcast works so well. So, this has Mark Strong in it, is the main thing that you should know about it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Strong from Children of Men, reprising his role.
Yeah. But Professor Chimp from The Bourne Identity.
It's like if Children of Men was made by a guy with a brain injury. It's so bad. It's like they watched it and they're like, damn, we should just get, to be clear, Clive Owen. We should just get Clive Owen to just walk around and go, ugh.
This was a movie made when Clive Owen was in contention for Bond. And so much like Layer Cake is Daniel Craig's, ooh, will I, won't I? Will I play Bond? Mayhaps. Kind of tease movie. This was Clive Owen's, and you begin to understand why Clive Owen did not get the Bond role. Because he made the mistake of doing this.
Yeah, I think Clive Owen is fine in this and is good and charming even. It's just that this is a nihilist film. This is what you thought The Foreigner was.
I think it is close to The Foreigner. But anyway, okay, so we're
not
in...
as clever.
We're in New York City, or somewhere, some extremely grimy East Coast US city.
We're in Zack Snyder 300 City, where all the blacks are really crushed and all the yellows stand out, and we have one associative color that is popped in the color grade, and this time it's orange.
Yes, and we see our boy Clive Owen. He is waiting by a bus stop. He's chewing on a carrot because he's Bugs Bunny. This will become important later.
Mm-hmm.
He's minding his own business. And a visibly very heavily pregnant woman in a yellow dress runs past, pursued by some thugs with guns. And so he gets up off of his bench and he's just like, fucking hell. And listen, right? The important thing to note at this point is I found a Reddit Ask Me Anything from 8 years ago from the writer and director of Shoot 'Em Up, a guy called Michael Davis. And the thing you should know about Shoot 'Em Up is Shoot 'Em Up did not make its budget back.
Really?
And so Michael Davis has not made anything since. He has the terrifying IMDb page of Shoot 'Em Up 2007, a short that he wrote himself in 2013, and then nothing.
It's a shame because it's not great and it hasn't aged well, but it's not Never Work Again bad. There's plenty of people who've made worse films than this.
There's nothing that's that distinct about this guy from a lot of other filmmakers who have also made terrible movies very successfully.
And I think there's parts of this that are fucking sick.
There are some genuinely inventive seconds in this movie.
Crucially,
And I will
he
highlight them when we get to them.
Did not make this successfully. It didn't make its budget back, and so
I really like the first half hour.
One of the things that he says in this Reddit Ask Me Anything that is prescient is that there is no like medium budget action movie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can either make the Avengers or you can make something yourself where you put the camera in like a shopping cart, but you can't make this kind of thing where they give you 6,000 feet of film a day, Clive Owen, Paul Giamatti, and go, okay, make an action movie, because it just isn't like economic anymore, and it just isn't an artistic choice that studios will risk anymore.
What did he say the budget for this was? It's like
it was not high.
30 million or something like that.
I'm not actually sure the budget. Hold on. The budget for this was 39 million. Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, that's the sort of vibe here. And I will also say one thing, right? Which is, there's another comment here by him, which says, finally I came upon the idea. What gave me the most joy in action movies? A good gunfight. So I wrote down all my cool ideas for gunfights. I thought, now this is a fun concept. Something I wanted to see. The plot was secondary to the big concept of a movie with a ton of cool and different gunfights. And these are... He really delivered that vision. I'll say that.
That's absolutely fucking right.
Because the plot here is gossamer thin. So Clive Owen follows this pregnant woman into the I guess a warehouse or whatever. A guy tries to cut the baby out of her with a knife, leading her to pull a gun and shoot him. Clive Owen picks up the gun, which is now jammed, and begins killing and does not stop for the next hour.
Sorry, he begins killing, first of all, by stabbing this man through the eye with the carrot. Sorry, through the mouth of the carrot and saying, eat your vegetables.
I think I have a drop of the eat your vegetables, even. Do I have a drop of the eat your vegetables? Yeah.
Eat your vegetables.
He delivers every line like this. Yeah. He delivers every line in this like a UPS guy. It is there. It has been thrown through your open second floor window, and then they've ticked the box.
I like his performance in this. I think he's funny.
I think it suits the character more than anything. I mean, the thing about this fucking movie is the first shot is pretty fucking decent, and I got like halfway through writing "this is good" before I stopped and wrote, "Sorry, I was halfway through writing this is good," because a shootout started that was abysmal.
It is
just, I still like this
shit.
I still like this shootout.
He's fucking okay. So he's got his Swiss Army gun. He's killing a bunch of guys. He's jumping through things. It's kind of sick. It's fine.
Walther PPK, which he later calls a piece of crap, which is your Bond tease line.
Lol. He delivers this woman's child.
Yeah.
Who's this woman? Don't worry. Never given a name. Literally just called baby's mum in the credits. It's cool. And he delivers the baby while shooting a bunch of people, and then he shoots the umbilical cord, leading her to say the line, "The fuck is wrong with you?"
And see, this
sets the tone for the film. Like at one point, he runs towards some guys. He shoots two legs out of a table, runs up the table, kills guys in midair. Like it's deliberately silly. Again, I maintain that roughly the first half an hour of this film is good until they start trying to have a story.
I think this is the point at which it goes off the rails within the first 3 minutes, because the conceit here, the thing which Michael Davis has started with is, I wanted to do a gunfight while the guy's delivering a baby, and in a world in which every tool is a gun. I find that quite funny.
Yeah,
it's
a good concept.
Kind of compelling. And then he immediately kind of ruins it by doing that kind of setup was extremely cool to me and Abby when we watched this movie when we were 14. But
I would have liked it at 14. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, absolutely. But then Paul Giamatti arrives on the scene.
I love Paul Giamatti's performance in this film. He is so good as a sinister villain.
He's enjoying playing against type. He is enjoying it, I'll say that.
He's having a good time, and that's all I can say. I can actually say a lot more, but you're going to have to go to the Patreon for it. It's patreon.com/killjamesbond. It's only like a $5 a month. I'm really pressed for time this week, so this is as much as you're getting. Okay, please just send us the money. Thank you. Love you.